Hey guys, how's it going? So I just want to make play this video because I thought it was interesting. I'm not gonna play the whole video, just a little bit of what Matt Bottomley says about high tide. Because you know I thought it could be interesting to people who are invested in high tide to hear what as an analyst that studies the MJ space talks about. Um, because I'm a high tide investor. But if you want to watch this full video, you can try to find it. It's hot picks, three cannabis stocks on upward trend. And honestly, I'm not monetizing my video, so they can't copyright me for this. So I'm totally in the green for this. And it's a video talking about green plants. Yeah. Anyways, time to play the video, and you guys can listen.
Tilray, although I think it's a longer term opportunity, we'll be there to try and pick up some of the pieces.
Okay, some things don't make sense to me, and I feel like you'll be able to explain it. So Tilray, let's say revenue of about 700 million, 2024?
Yeah, roughly.
Okay, and then High Tide, and High Tide is going to do about 400 million, but the difference in market cap from these companies is huge.
Yeah.
High Tide is a $100 million market cap company with, you know, let's call it almost even revenue, and Tilray's $1 billion.
Yeah.
How does that work?
I think you have to look at the legacy of sort of where all this started.
Okay.
High Tide started off as kind of an accessories distributor. They've slowly sort of compiled, 150 so odd locations. They have the number one market share at the retail level now. They're very different from Tilray in that they don't cultivate. They're just the retail side of it. There shouldn't be that dispersion of market cap, in my opinion, as well. But Tilray is more of a company that's been used for a proxy of the global opportunity. Are they going to be dominant in Germany? Are they going to be, exporting to Israel? Some of these opportunities that a lot more excitement gets baked in. But, High Tide started as kind of a less relevant name and has slowly grown into one, in my opinion, that should be very relevant. So I would agree with you. It doesn't make much sense. And I think there's a lot of education that still has to be done at where the retail side of this sector is going.
So $4 is your price target, which suggests some huge upside there. And are you viewing the fact that they're not cultivators as kind of like a net benefit to them?
It certainly is a reduction in our risk profile of the company, but really there's a couple of things as to why we think there's a lot of upside with a company like High Tide. So one is balance sheet, as we said. It doesn't have a lofty amount of cash, but it is something that is less than 0.5 levered on its EBITDA. Should do close to 20 million of EBITDA this year. And out of the 30 to 32 million adults, let's say age 18 and up in Canada, I guess it would have to be 19 Ontario. They have 1 million subscribers to their Canna banner. Now, some of them, must sign up once and not use it. That's an incredible amount of participation they would have. But they're doing, like you said, 400 million in revenue. And I think that when you look at the average on a per store basis, it's probably about $900,000 is the average dispensary revenues across Canada from an industry standpoint. I know in Ontario, High Tide's doing 3.3 million. And the reason for that is you have an option on every corner. And this discount loyalty program is something that's bringing people in the door. And another thing that I think is very interesting, although it's going to take us several years down the road to really come to fruition, is this fall, we're going to be at the 5-year anniversary of Canadian legalization. And there was a very small number of dispensaries that opened on year one, but most of these leases were 5-year leases. So the 1,000+ stores that we're going to see on Ontario between the fall of 2023 and the fall of 2024, we think several hundred of them are going to shut the doors. So all of the incumbents that have capital that aren't closing shop will probably benefit from that. So as I mentioned, it's close to $5 billion in sales right now, and High Tide has excluding Quebec, where it's a state-run program, about 10 to 11% market share today.
And the gap is astounding. Right. Last one is Green Thumb.
Yeah. So Green Thumb is in this category of multi-state operators. I would say the multi-state operators on whole would be kind of our top picks.
Yeah.
There you go. My thoughts is, maybe one day, big money and institutions and hedge funds will open their eyes and notice that High Tide is a company that they can't ignore for too much longer or ignore at all, and the stock price could dramatically increase. But I think High Tide would need to still show the rich people that, hey, look, we're making a decent amount of money on our business. And that might get institution and hedge funds in the door of high tide, and we could be seeing $4, $5, $6, $10 stock in the future. I mean, $10 stock right now would be less than $1 billion of market cap, which is still not very much money in the scheme of the stock market. But anyways, that's all I really have to say in this video, and I hope everyone has a great day. Bye.